Carefully follow orders quickly. Bring the earrings. Give them to him. Hai Thang has just come into contact with Tai cotton. It's amazing. This thing is really inhuman. How do you get it when you dig paint? Take a deep breath. This is a bit of a long talk. When I saw the mountain, I was amazed. Martyrs are very well liked by martyrs. I don't care what you calculate. But as long as we're convinced, the martyr of this martyr. How to be a hellless captain. Then Ray opened the Ha Kyu Kai War. You'll surely lose the battle under the haste. After listening to the sermon for a moment. Wear earrings to see. In his head, still echoing the disturbing sound of the alien. But I just put earrings on. Then everything suddenly becomes quiet. He stared at his hands. It's amazing, there's no way to believe it. It's a miracle. The sounds all day round my ears. It didn't get in for an hour. They're all destroyed by this fire. Unfortunately, this is the light of day. It can't be worn for a long time. It's important to put your hands together. I'll think of a way. Maybe you have to pay a certain price to borrow this for longer. From the Dig Sun map. Suddenly, the ceremony raised its hand. Your Majesty, we have a way to reclaim the Earth. Get all the aliens out of this world. Take a look at him. The ceremony quickly explained. I need you first with the King of Darkness. We successfully penalized how to make muscle on the throne of Yin Ti, and then began the War of the Damien. I thought I was laughing in the cold. There are no conditions. You also have to create a condition. To add annoyance to the capital, you are the one who understands. SA Death Execution Direction Critical Transmission. You didn't tell him about the SAO organ. I shook my head and forgot. Take a deep breath. Your next plan. Probably not helping me win the war. Naiha Bridge. Next wait after I rule the martyrs. I will be with other false leaders. In this world, expulsion of foreign gods. The ceremony nods. That's mostly the case, but it's still very. More details need to be added. For example, in addition to the great gods, locked inside the city. Then, in this world, there are still many foreign spirits sealed. Or the little force of love hiding. Waiting for you to become king of the underworld. We can support the king. Banish the weak little alien Kier. First, and then use the service. Accumulate victory in the Battle of Naiha Bridge, and the battle in the city. Hai frown. Do you know those intruders? Are you hiding somewhere? Head shaking ceremony. I don't know how angry Gao is. Then your plan will work. Don't forget where they hide. Even the chief priests of this world. Not found either. Laughter ceremony. There is no SAO sword. The sword that died before death. For the cannibals of this world. There's no hiding place. The same idea, we can, through the consumption of a human king, to find the hiding place of the weak alien Kier. Move the scene to the other side. I'm staring at the object in front of me. This thing is an alien. The current situation is suspected. Observing for a moment, he asked. Your point is that this thing isn't broken. Tiangong Setai Lang, the judge, stood in front with his hands folded. Yes, Your Majesty. I asked why it couldn't be used. The judge explained. In fact, it's not just this problem. That the things we make can't be sent. Moving to the small world 4.496. Back to Great Ming. The King of Wales sat on the radio. The man below asked. It's not connected yet, with the ruler of the world 2.41 for SAO. The Kier quickly responded. I was connected with the kings. Have exchanged technology with the world 2.414. And communication between them and the microcosm 2.414. It has also been broken. The rules frown. So watch out. Or the reign of the small celestial world 2.414. It's 7 or something happened there, leading to being blockaded by the heavens. The first idea is that the possibility is not great. Move the scene back to Tian Lao. Ceremony. He is still teaching the Gao people. Based on the merits of these feeble little pagans, they provide us completely. You can cut it a few more times. Search for time and place. Some more kings will die, though. The two men in the essay executed glanced at each other aesthetically. Does this guy know what he's talking about? The ceremony didn't pay attention at all. They continued to preach. And you just need the owner to fix it. Weaknesses and places of burial. In fact, the gods inside the city. It's not really impossible to kill. He couldn't help but raise his hand to stop him. You stopped the agitation ceremony loudly. You feel my plans for the Taoists. Too cruel, Sao. In fact, the king is consumed. They may not carry them high. As long as you have the god's will. Do you shake your head? What I want to talk about is the sword. It is currently in the city. Plan of the original lawless establishment. When you listen to that, you are temporarily confused. I thought I was in the back, now patting him on the shoulder. I know you want revenge. But rice needs to be eaten slowly. Us first. Clean out the scourge of the previous calcification. Then long-term calculation is okay. If the Lord wants to say something, the Lord will also go and hold onto his other shoulder. Let's give the two of us a little face. There is no other way to celebrate the festival. Okay, move the scene to the other side. The capital with Dong Hoa, looking at the merits of 10 virtues. After a moment, the piece is over. Both types of work have been overdone. Can be promoted to Yin Quan. 10 thoughts on a previous conversation with two people. Dance class. Do you think the Lord will not keep his word? Dance class nods. Probably with his personality. Wait until you become the king of the underworld. He won to help you save me. After taking over your body. But he's a very evil character. Even if it's 1,000 miles away, can still make Tyson king. Dong Hoa is deaf or blind. 10 goodness on the face full of confusion. As our oath has been acknowledged by the heavens. The traitor of the oath will meet the spit and punishment of heaven. The devil suddenly spoke up. If we said 8 years ago, someone swore to succeed, escape from the punishment of the gods. I remember 10 years of talking back then. His face could not help but sink into silence. When he saw him suddenly, he called out. 10 good, 10 good. 10 good people are awakened by his call. What's going on? Dong Hoa asked. Have you slept too little these days? I see that your spirit is a little disoriented. I will call you forever, and you will not react. 10 good scratching head. Maybe that's the reminder. You can't even go to bed. Missed the very thing. You're a day late for your inauguration tonight. So sister, you'll suffer for another day. 10 good startled people. Now, let's go. When he finished, he turned around and went into the house to rest. Wait for 10 good people to leave the new direction. I asked if you didn't he want to follow me behind my back. Do some extra work. He glanced at him angrily. In front of us, we know how to help. You are going to find someone to replace 10 of them. Said before me, there is no intention to participate in the second battle. Not you and the king. So don't look for me. And sealing style. Don't worry, I don't need you yet. Amazing harmony. Real or fake. Besides me, can you find someone to help you? In 10 power Pluto, so our relationship is pretty close. The others, I just hope you get lost soon. They can't help the 10 immortals. The capital makes it look mysterious. None has magic tricks. Then you will know for yourself. Very fast. It's already dark. The moon has reached the top. I haven't seen 10 good ones yet. The 2 of them went to his room. Call for 10 good people. It's time. 10 Charity in the coma, slowly rubbing his eyes awake. Wait for 10 good people to wake up. Congruent direction of the capital asked. You talk, or I talk. Go to the front of 10 good people. Let me tell you, Cho, we're going to hell next. To a place you've never been. When he finished, he shouted out loud. The next 3 people immediately appeared inside the underworld. Look around for a moment. Then glanced at the wind and laughed. Interestingly, it's still a hell of a lot of money. The owner of this place is AI. Don't tell me the army. In this world, there are not only 10 people. Unwind Capital Lecture. King of the Underworld 2.414. There are really only 10. Not through. This place does not belong to the microcosm 2.414. It's a fragment of some small world. I got 10 when I was young. Because it's a great way back. Let me start again. So it's been hidden until now. The honor of the owner of this place. Surely you've heard of it. That person is the master Lam Da Dong Hoa, horrified. The Lam Da Master, you are the leader of the 3 dead souls. But not him for some unknown reason. It was lost years ago. Feng Du nodded. That's right, the head of the 3 branches is still lost. As an heir born of the village's religious system. Next, the 4th heir to the grave is no longer lost. We and the grave have made a deal. I will cover him. That he will later when we need Dongsun to rebuild. You have to give me help. He was filled with interest in asking. Tell me what it feels like to be lost. There's a lot of old stuff about him. Tell me. I shook my head and refused. Only your father knows about this. If you are really interested, you can ask him. Then he glanced at the other 10. Stop looking. There's nothing in that old temple. Come with me to your future boss. 10 good people turned the nod. 3 people then led each other into the forest. After a while we got to where we needed to be. 10 good looks at the scene in front of you. It's not amazing. Too many crows. He kept turning his head to the left and right. I can't see the grave. Don't tell me these 7 crows are the grave of the owner. Feng Du shook his head. Of course they're not. But they can help us wake up the grave. I'm sleeping here. When he finished, he went in front of the crows. Please wake up the grave. Let's say the wind goes to the crows. Then it's like screaming. Feng Du, Feng Du. 10 virtues that are caused by their screams, 2 headaches. Can't stand it. You hold your hands tight and your hands are screaming. Very quickly from the bottom of the face, the earth has a giant arm. Then a giant dry skeleton with a monstrous body. Immediately come up. He is the owner of the prison. King of the grave. 2 good people saw this strange creature. Then you open your mouth. This is the Sao tomb. The grave owner opened his eyes wide and stared at the capital. Doubtful or not. You are a fraud, right? And you lost. I remember when we swore the oath. World 2.414. There are no kings and false leaders. It can be intimidating to you. Shaking your head. This is a long time. But in the end, we're non-war criminals. The grave owner nodded. Yes, but your current state. There's probably no way to get me. Where is Fang Yin Quan? If you shake your head, it's not that I'm going to come here. A master turned his head to look at 10 virtues. For this little devil, I understand. Finished talking, he raised his finger with his giant bone. Slowly move closer to 10. After a moment, he nodded. Both types of work are enough, but is to ignite the unbridled phase of desire that raw. Fortunately, on Earth, there are still some who recognize your identity. No one in this hell knows you. It's not true that 2 people know. Those 2 are celebrities. Each one is worth thousands of people. That's interesting. The reputation you accumulated during the false period. No less than an old man. Tell me you want to be a cowboy. Maybe judge something. If you can't answer 10 questions, the capital will answer for you. They want to be able to judge and expel foreigners. Fake is not allowed by heaven. 10 good also no objection. To the grave to repeat the words the capital had just said. They want to be able to judge and expel foreigners. Fake is not allowed by heaven. Together with 10 good recollections of a conversation with 2 dancers. If from the beginning, the Lord did not intend to keep his promise. So what I'm doing is dance class. Don't worry, we have a way to make the city unbreakable. 10 good agitation. That's how the dance class interprets. We don't know if the capital is intentional or not. Before you grow into a king of yin, TI in the negative phase will stop practicing a very special dharma of martyrdom. It's called the seal judge. The judge can decide on a specific crime. That can judge something. You can't judge anything. That's when the sound is coming. The sound will be determined by the sound itself. The person next door can't intervene. Because of this, and the future path of the Dark Lord, have a very large relationship. It's seen as a very important link. I am sure that this will help you the whole process. I told you to follow his instructions. Decision on the crime can judge. You just need it on this basis. In addition to being able to judge the traitor of the oath. Okay? 10 good listening is not only excited. It turns out that's it. Thank you very much. CA dance class smile dance. Customer air. The general and the 100 soldiers dance we teach you. Remember to hide for good. If your future turns around. This is the card at the bottom of your chest. 10 good things to do according to what the dance class tells. And may judge the traitor by oath. King of the grave clawed his chin, laughing interestingly. Look at this little brother. They also have their own worries. The captain glanced at his deputy. There's no need to overwork the grave, and the king shakes his head. It's hard to give orders. No AI can interfere with the choice of false tones. At the time of ascension, when he finished speaking in front of his chest, he began to condense something. Little devil getting dizzy. A red press. It was quickly stopped, falling in front of 10 people. The Tomb King explained. The holder of this seal, you can judge the souls of 2 kinds of sinners that you mentioned above. I am really looking forward to your next show. Haha. When he finished, it sank again. Get back into the ground. Waiting for the king to leave. The new capital is angry towards 10 benevolent questions. 10, what do you mean? 10, he glanced at her and replied casually, based on my position. We have a very reasonable guarantee, right? Or say you feel this movement of mine. It affects you. The city doesn't care to turn its head. When he saw that, he raised his hands to explain. Don't look at me. It's not me. Feng Dao bowed his head. After a while, turned the deputy. Bring him back first. We have something else to deal with. Waiting for the capital to leave. 10 people raised their thumbs and laughed. Good job walking in the forest and thinking. It's not harmonious, but they know our calculations. It can also help 10 people find the only solution. It has the ability to limit us. Only the devil remains. At the same time, the devil was mentioned somewhere else. Non-stop sneezing. I thought I saw him sneezing constantly. Doubt or not? He knelt down and quickly raised his finger. Click calculate. On the 10 side of goodness and abundance. What happened after all? Why the fate between us and the wind has changed. Then thought to observe the middle devil, silently analyze. To the same level as us. Any kind of physical discomfort. All have to correspond to some kind of sign. The power of evil in this world. I can only count on my fingers. Something that can make his body. There was such a warning. Thinking of this, he asked the devil. Is the capital side SAO? The devil nodded. Yeah, but it's probably not a big deal. Move the scene to 10. You have been brought back to the world. Just came back, face to face with 10 good reminders. Although I don't know from where you can hear this kind of polypody prevention method. But you do that. That is, you have tore your face with the wind. But there's a couple of holes in martyrdom. You better know. 10 incomprehensible questions. You mean, the conciliator explained. There are usually 2 types of martyrdom. The first type has no helpers. Everything is based on itself. To do so, even though the rate of ascent is extremely slow, but it won't leave the cataclysm behind. The following type is the people often under the guidance of the martyrs. In high rise, for example, before you became a negative. Then add the necessary conditions. This kind of trained martyr practitioner. There's a problem. It was at the time that they were with their ancestors, used to lead them to confront, will be restrained to death by the enemy. According to my judgment. Wait later when you meet all the necessary conditions. To beat the sound. Then the capital will move. I will help you to become the king of the dead. To that point, once the capital is determined, not keeping the agreement with you, as you are guided by him. In the whole process of reaching the silent king, based solely on the force of martyrdom, you have absolutely no chance of winning him. You don't have much time now. You and your helpers. Think about how to transport yourself. I haven't moved back to the open air. Gao Thong plays chess with the same thought. Just beat and explain. There are 2 difficult points about how to get lost in front of you. One is my former ministry in hell. Up to now, still haven't found the hiding place of the lost way. 2 is how to destroy life and death of the kings. The sound has fallen into your hands, and under the influence of the way of straying. Important on one side. This is easy to solve. Maybe by the king on my side. First open the life and death time. Then everyone's in mortal combat. Speed win. I have experience, and I have experience. If you thought you heard that, speak up. But the king can only pull one person into the gap of life and death time. There are 2 kings in front of me. My idea is that during the fast war, only I celebrate. You add middle kneel against the Greek and the kings of the underworld. Controlled by him. The ceremony in the back agreed. That's right, if that's the way the muscles are there. There are more than 3 kings. Then we have no way to fight back. Thought to continue, and the ceremony was not already said. Well, according to what he's doing, from the amoeba to the ass, I can hear you. The king is controlled by 3 people. 4 against 4 is too dangerous for us. It is important to give an opinion. Let's coordinate with the isotope orange fertilizer. If isotopic orange fertilizer can work. In life and death time. So our strategy has 6 people. Wu Tao is standing behind in the wake. It turns out that's it. So this is the reason. It makes you save a life. For Trong Tu and Lu Tuan to flourish.